All right, let's bring in my friend Hogan GIdley, former, he was with Trump campaign for Trump administration for a long time, also Trump campaign. Hogan, good to get you back on the show. You know, I'm watching a lot of things going on, a lot of people taking shots at the comms department from the administration. But good news is Sarah Huckabee Sanders, or Sarah Sanders, running for governor in Arkansas. You got to be happy about that, right?
Absolutely. And I know a little something about Huckabee's running for governor of Arkansas. I worked for her dad. That's when I met Sarah when she was 19 years old. It was obvious then that she had a strong head on her shoulders. She was very smart, very articulate, knew that she loved the state of Arkansas. You could tell that from day one. And working with her in the White House, I mean, this woman is so accomplished, so smart, handles herself so well, and knows, day one, she's going to be ready to govern her state. She also knows the threats that these states are facing right now. You heard it in her announcement video. If you haven't seen it, I encourage those listening to go out there and watch it. The governors are the last stand against some of the onslaught that these radical leftists are trying to push our way. Of course, the Democrats have control of the White House, the Senate, and the House, but they also control the mainstream media. They also control Hollywood, colleges, and universities, and now big tech censoring conservatives on behalf of the liberal agenda. Sarah Sanders can stand up to that from the state of Arkansas. She's going to do a great job there.
You know, you may not remember this, Hogan, but I met you about 6 years ago at one of the debates leading up to the 2016 election. You were working with Mike Huckabee, Sarah's dad. Maybe jump onto that campaign as well. I wonder, though, are you surprised at the amount of vitriol coming from the people on the left for simply having worked for President Trump? Are you experiencing it?
I'm not surprised at all. I mean, they hated us for 4 years. And remember, it's not the president so much. I mean, they hated him for sure. They hate all of us. They hate the people out there who don't agree with them. And this whole lie about unity, is completely the biggest farce I've ever seen. And you can tell because unity to them means agreeing with their radical policies of socialism and communism for this country. Of course, they're going to attack those who worked in the administration, but people who work in a White House, whether it be Republican or Democrat, have a depth of knowledge of how the government works. That's an asset to any entity at all. But they also understand the players in Washington, D.C. Those are characteristics, those are skills that I think a lot of people would benefit by. And remember the great quote from Michael Jordan when he was asked about Republicans versus Democrats, and he said, Republicans buy sneakers too. 75 million people voted for Donald Trump, and it would behoove those on the left, those companies who are kowtowing to the radicals and the ones who are so woke and so vocal. It would benefit them to understand half of this country doesn't agree with that agenda, and they should try and get our business as well.
So, Hogan, you were there while Sarah Huckabee was or Sarah Sanders, Huckabee Sanders at the time, was the press secretary. You were also there during Kayleigh McEnany's. You see what's going back and forth with Kayleigh, and Fox and Politico wrote the story that people who had lined up gigs prior to January 6th, what happened over there at the Capitol, those gigs were being pulled back because of what happened at the Capitol. Do you know anything about that?
I don't know about that specific instance. What I can tell you, though, is it's pretty obvious that the left is saying, if you do not agree with impeaching this president, then you do agree with the riots at the Capitol, those lawless thugs who attacked our very democracy. That's, of course, a shrewd political tactic. It's dangerous, though, to the future of this country as well, to try and conflate those issues when every Republican was consistent and absolutely denounced what happened at the Capitol, but also denounced what happened in this country this summer when billions of dollars of damage occurred across our city streets. Cops were targeted by BLM and Antifa and the defund the police movement. Democrats were largely silent then. If anything, they pointed out that the anger was so righteous that what happened after would be okay. Republicans have been consistent. Violence has no place in this democracy. And so, for the left and for the media to try and conflate this, the Democrats continue to push this narrative that anybody supporting the president supported the riots. Donald Trump didn't support the riots. In real time, he told them to stop. He told them to be peaceful. He told them to go home in peace, not attack police officers. And when you compare and contrast that language with what Democrats have said over the years, with the Maxine Waters of the world, get in their faces, tell people in the administration they're not welcome here. When they go low, we kick them. All the things that they said, it's pretty clear Republicans have been consistent here.
All right. Hogan GIdley, appreciate your time. Decompress a little bit. That was a pretty intense 4 years at the White House. Thank you, Hogan.
Thanks so much.